Hello and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for this is August 14th, 2024. I know my dates. It's been a long day. My name is Garrett, of course.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your lovely hosts for this weekly live stream. Hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. No reason not to, I guess, unless something's going on, which I hope nothing bad is going on in your lives. But Kevin, how you been over the last week?
I've been tired. I've been at work at 7:45 in the morning. I know that's not early to some people, but it is early to me. So, been a little tired there. School, a lot of essays in school right now, so that's kind of tiring as well. But overall, been pretty good. Saw a good movie this week, so can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, there's a lot of good movies that we've probably both watched over the course of the last week. So we'll get to talk about those towards the end of the live stream. But as for me, I've been all right. Can't really quite complain. I mean, I can, but who's going to listen, right? All righty. Well, we have not that many stories to get to this week, but some pretty awesome stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And the big one is that Deadpool and Wolverine has officially entered the $1 billion club. It has grossed over $1 billion in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think.
I mean, I knew it was going to hit $1 billion. It was just a matter of how fast.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's kind of surprised on how fast it has done it.
Yeah. I mean, it is a great movie. And I wonder if this is the fastest movie to $1 billion?
No.
Like, what would that be? Like, I really want to know. I know you.
The fastest movie to reach $1 billion was Avengers Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Which did it in 5 days.
Okay, well that was a climax of a big thing, so yeah. Understandable.
Before that, it was Avengers Infinity War, did it in 11 days. Then Spider-Man No Way Home did it in 12 days, which is the same as Star Wars The Force Awakens. And then Jurassic World did it in 13 days, and Avatar The Way of Water did it in 14. So,
damn. Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's up there.
It's up there, Steve.
But yeah, congratulations to the team and for Marvel for having a big comeback.
Yep.
They needed this money-wise and reactions and kind of, people really enjoying it. So, hey, it works out.
And it's a good movie.
But on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, a horrible movie. Borderlands fails with an $8.6 million opening. I will just say this, Longlegs did better than Borderlands. And it's like 20 times better, 100 times better movie, probably.
I'm curious to see. Yeah, oh boy, $8 million here in the U.S. Its total worldwide gross right now is $14.9 million.
Oh my gosh!
That's not even a half of its marketing budget, which was only $50 million for this movie, and it's nowhere close to the $150 million budget for the movie.
I mean, this is what happens when big corps think they can do a video game adaptation.
It's a mixture of different issues. It's that. It's also the fact that this movie was in development hell. This finished filming in like 2021, 2022.
But could you blame it on COVID?
No, it came out after COVID. It's not that. There's so many other issues that happened behind the scenes. Yeah. Eli Roth had to leave because filming the movie to finish Thanksgiving. And so Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool, had to come in and do some reshoots and everything for the film. And it's just like, and all these writers, Craig Mazin, who co-created the Last of Us TV show and also did Chernobyl, requested his name be taken away from the film because he didn't want to be associated with it. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It's also just not marketed well. It's got cast members that are way too old to play those characters. It's just not a good film.
So why not pull the movie? Why not make it?
Because they need to make their money. They need to make as much money as possible. They will probably make something back on streaming because people will be curious to see what it's about.
Exactly. Why not just give it a streaming day and not have a theater day?
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Only Lionsgate can answer that.
Yeah. I don't know.
But back to some positive news. The first Alien Romulus reactions and reviews are starting to come in, and it is looking very, very nice positive right now. I think on Rotten Tomatoes, the film currently has
not a 10%.
An 83% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I believe last time I checked on Metacritic, it's at a 64 right now. So, I mean, considering where the last couple Alien films have landed, pretty positive. I mean, you and I are going to go see this on Friday, so we'll have our honest reactions. As an Alien franchise mega fan, I went out and bought the damn popcorn bucket from Regal. This thing is amazing, and it lights up, which is really cool. So I can't wait for this movie. And I've been hearing bonkers things about it, so really I'm excited for it. And I know you're getting excited for it too.
Yep, getting excited. And I like how it takes place in between 1 and 2 as well, but gets some new characters in here.
And it sounds like it's, for the most part, it's separate. So
yeah, which is good.
Which should be.
Avatar 3 will be called Avatar Fire and Ash. To be perfectly honest, I do not care about Avatar.
Me neither. I think it's a very overrated franchise, and the fact that we're getting like 3 more of these is kind of stupid. But the Disney parks, they're cool with them. That's really the only cool thing to say.
I'm not excited about that either.
It's kind of hard. I mean, hopefully this does some original stuff with its story instead of feeling like retreads. I'm excited to see that it's like it'll be evil Na'vi for once instead of evil just humans. So a little bit excited for that. I would say that I'm actually more excited for this one conceptually than I am for the other ones. Just because the idea of Avatar on Avatar combat is much cooler to me than just more, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, we'll see, yeah.
Up after that, also at D23, they announced that Incredibles 3 is in the early stages of being worked on, which is awesome. Hopefully it's better than Incredibles 2 was, because Incredibles 2 was a little bit of a disappointment, in my opinion.
Do you think because it took too long to do?
No, I think it's just because the story wasn't very good. The villain was awful in that movie. And it just, it was a mixture of different things. But very kind of excited to see what they can do with the third one. Also, I didn't write this down in the stories, but Toy Story 5 initially has its kind of overall concept, and it's fantastic. With the toys having to compete with electronics for Bonnie's attention.
Yeah.
Such a good idea. I have to share the story because I was with my parents and I was telling them about the couple of D23 things they announced. And I got to say, Toy Story 5 was like, we got a release date and everything. And my parents were both like, why? Like, why are they doing a 5th one? And I said, well, it's because of this with the electronics. And they're like, oh, wait, no, that needs to happen. And so it was able to turn their heads by just saying what the concept was. So very excited to see what that movie can do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your idea.
No, that's okay. We'll just see. But okay, next up, Tron Ares will have the soundtrack.
No. On the screen.
Where am I? Oh, Dwayne Johnson announced a monster truck movie. I did see some. I don't know if it was like a stock footage or something, but it's literally just him with a monster truck helmet.
I think it was just stock footage for the announcement. I don't know if it's going to be like a narrative film or like a documentary or something, but he is doing something with the Monster GM kind of universe. So like the Gravedigger and Bigfoot and all those vehicles, I think, are all a part of Monster Jam. So kind of cool. They announced that at D23. Another piece of D23 news here I'm very excited for. Tron Ares will have its soundtrack made by Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, I mean, I was just so excited for it. I had to start saying it. That's why.
Immediately, you can already tell that they're going to be going for a darker tone with this movie, which I'm super excited for, if that's the case. And I think that each movie should have its own kind of musical voice. I do think that Tron Legacy has one of the best film scores ever, legitimately, like top 20 at least. And I'm super excited to see what Nine Inch Nails can do. And it's worth it to note that this isn't Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's Nine Inch Nails. It's his band. It's not the actual just Trent and Atticus themselves. So very excited to see what this will be. Definitely more industrial for sure.
Maybe we'll get some. I know how we were talking about Monkey Man having some hardcore metal in there. We might have some hardcore. I don't know. Nine Inch Nails is
rock.
Yeah, like I'm for that. That would be awesome in an action movie.
Let's go for it.
Yep. Release dates announced for Hopper and Frozen 3. Frozen at D23. Frozen 3 is 2027. Hoppers is in spring of 2026. I kind of like the concept of Hoppers. I just want to see how a trailer to see how it is. Frozen 3, I don't think I even watched Frozen 2, to be honest. So
Frozen 2 is very disappointing compared to the first one. I really enjoyed Frozen 1. Frozen 2, I was very disappointed with, to say the least.
Okay.
So, next up, non-D23 news, Furiosa will be releasing on Friday on Max for anyone who didn't get to see it in theaters, which is probably most of you because the movie bombed in the box office. You can go out and check it out on Max if you're subscribed. So, highly recommend it if any of you have Max and you're looking for something to watch.
Nice. Yep. I might be watching that. Superman won't get reshoots. Now I'm confused on this. Who's producing this Superman?
This is the James Gunn one.
Okay, that's what
the first film in the DCU. Now James Gunn is known for not doing reshoots. I think he's done one reshoot in his last 3 films.
Okay.
Like one scene reshoot. Like he's very good about getting what he wants and getting it there. Which is good. I mean, I think that's going to give fans a lot of hope for this movie, because when you hear that a movie has a lot of reshoots, like Captain America: Brave New World, you definitely get a little confused and a little bit trepidatious, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's a word, but there's a little bit more caution when you hear that something has a lot of reshoots, and this is kind of nice that they've got faith in it and that it'll work. So,
nice, good.
Next up. The Holdovers' Dominic Sessa, who played the main teenager, will be playing Anthony Bourdain in an upcoming biopic. Really like this casting.
I saw this and I was like, yeah, that is him.
Yeah.
And they don't have a name for the biopic yet, right? I thought it was like Tony or something.
I think it's called Tony, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he looks exactly like him if he was younger. So great actor choice on this one.
No one ever seems to have a bad thing to say about Anthony Bourdain as a host, as a person, or anything. So, very excited to see what they can do with this.
Yeah, I agree. Academy Award winner Alfonso Cuarón wants to direct a horror movie. You need to enlighten me on what he has done.
Absolutely, good sir. Let me go ahead and tell you exactly what he has worked on. I know for a fact he did direct Harry Potter and the what's it called? The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the best out of all of them.
Okay.
He did also direct Children of Men, which we covered on Movie Club. He did also direct Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, as well as the very much indie film favorite Roma, which was nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards. You can watch that on Netflix. Very well-regarded director, and if he does a horror movie, it'll be one of the best-looking ones out there. So, no idea what it is, but he wants to do one.
And hopefully he doesn't get swayed by whoever he goes with, what the company that he goes with. He should make his own horror movie and not have them come in here and tell him to do stuff. So
hopefully it's a Neon, an A24, someone who's actually going to let him breathe and let him cook, so to speak. Not like Blumhouse or Lionsgate or someone who's really going to just hammer it into their formula.
Gotcha.
But last story up for today, big news. Joaquin Phoenix has left a film before it started and could be facing legal action for it. It was a new gay romance movie set to be directed by Todd Haynes, who's a very well-known director. And basically, like a day or two before they started filming, he just up and left and got cold feet, didn't want to do the movie anymore, and basically got everyone involved in that movie out of a job. Like, they're completely not doing anything. So he might be facing legal action for it. So have no idea. But, if you make a commitment, hold to it.
Yeah.
Is basically what you're going to walk away with here.
Pretty much. Yep. I know. I added something on here to the newsroom. It probably won't pop up, but we are getting a Lilo and Stitch live action movie as well.
Yeah, that was announced like earlier this year, maybe last year.
Well, we got like their first
we got the first look at it was like Stitch came out of the screen essentially. There was no trailer or anything, but he looks great.
Oh, okay, looks good. Yeah. I just
looks
wanted to
basically
point that
just
out.
like the character, but in live action, which makes you think, why do the live action? But
yeah, hey,
you know, if it's a good cast and it's
money,
a decent story, that too. They'll be honest, that too. All right, let's go ahead and get to some comments here.
Yes.
Good old friend Nadia from the YouTube channel Horror and War. Go and check her out. She's fantastic. The chat is being weird. I can't type anything. It's all black. Currently on my phone, so I can type there.
See?
There. Well, that's weird. Might be something to do with either your computer or your account.
You might need to restart your tab.
Or try a different browser. If you're using like Safari or Chrome or something, try using Firefox or whatever. Like, just try changing it. That might be a browser issue. Matt Walls, hello. Yes.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt. Good to see you. It's been a while. Fox Pixar, glad to see you back. What? Nine Inch Nails does a soundtrack for Tron 3? Yes. Yeah. Very excited for that. Avatar reused a lot of animations from the first movie. They just edited in very cheaply. That was my biggest complaint for the second movie. It made me say it took James over 10 years to make. Yeah, there's definitely some reused stuff in there. But also the movie's just kind of lazy with its storytelling. So, let's see here. Don't you mean HBO Max? No, HBO Max. It might still be HBO Max in other countries. I don't know, but here in the US, HBO Max was rebranded to just Max. So, did say that correctly. It and you decide to reuse assets like a video game. Just disappointing. I think you're talking about Avatar 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Superman Legacy. I believe they changed the name of the movie. Let me double check. I want to make sure I'm correct here. Yeah, it was renamed to just Superman. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. So it is no longer called Superman Legacy, but thank you for chiming in. That Azkaban Helmer, yes, 100%. Alfonso Cuarón wants to do a horror movie. Children of Men is almost now a reality. That was such a good film, and it gets intense by the end. Yeah. Fantastic movie. It's really sad that we're getting close to that, especially in England right now and in here in the U.S. Do you think that Airplane 3 would be made? If so, what would the poster be like?
I don't think that comedy is right anymore, if that makes sense. Like
that kind of comedy?
That kind of comedy. Like, I don't know. Some people will call it offensive comedy at this point.
I think... I don't know if
I would
go
see
made.
it.
They are remaking Naked Gun, so anything's possible. They're not remaking it, but they're doing a new Naked Gun movie, so it's possible. I don't know if an airplane set comedy movie will be funny after all the Boeing stuff and their doors flying off. If they do make one, they better be joking about that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be funny if the poster was just an entire like you were just saying. I think it'd be funny if it was like they literally didn't do a poster; they just put Boeing doors in the poster place. I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but that is it for the news for this week. Let's go ahead and talk about the trailers that came out this week, Kevin. We got a lot of them because of D23. But we also got a lot of stuff that's not from D23 to talk about as well. What stood out to you?
Mufasa looks absolutely garbage.
Interesting.
And I don't like the way it's animated, and I know it's supposed to be like live action and stuff. It just, for me, it does not look good. Which that's in my opinion. Moana 2 looks interesting to see where they go with that. Kraven the Hunter looked fantastic with all that blood in it. So, and I'm glad they put the blood in it. And I just watched the trailer, which that is very interesting as well. Coming from that war aspect from a different point of view. So all those look pretty interesting. Snow White looks like another Snow White. It's okay.
Sure. I think Snow White looks great. I'm very excited.
Oh, it looks great. I just don't know if I would go see it. That's the only thing.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see until we see some more content about it. But I think it's funny that the entire internet's calling out that Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen and is asking the mirror who's the fairest one in the land, and the mirror has to sit there and lie and say that it's someone that's not Gal Gadot. It's really funny. I would also say Saturday Night looks fantastic. Kind of a tense workplace drama about the first shooting of Saturday Night Live back in 1975.
That's the one we talked about last week, right?
Yeah, and I got the trailer after we did that.
Gotcha.
And then The Monkey, just a small little teaser that we saw in front of a movie we'll talk about in a little bit, but the Monkey's looking great, hopefully.
Oh, that's that one. I forgot, sorry.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for the trailers, though, this week. For me, I think Saturday Night stood out the most to me this week, is what I'll say.
I was just surprised how good Craven looked, because I know it's like a Sony product, and I'm used to Morbin Time. So having it look this good and have like that blood way, which it should because of what he does, I liked it a lot. So
Fox Pixar, I thought it would be The Plane and a nothing. Oh, for the poster of Airplane 3. Yeah, I mean, if they do it, that's probably what it could be. Snow White was RKO Radio Pictures, right? Yes, I believe they're the ones that either bankrolled it or distributed it. It was a Disney film, but it was like, what's the word I'm thinking of? I believe RKO is involved. I'd have to go back and watch it again to be sure. Alrighty, but that's it for the trailers. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the box office?
Box office. Well, still on top. Deadpool and Wolverine with $53.8 million. It ends with Us, $50 million, a lot more than I thought it would get, to be honest with you. But I heard it, like we said yesterday, it's a really it's a best-selling book, so people would want to go see it when it gets turned into a movie. Twister's still up there in third place with 15 million. Borderlands, the disappointment of the summer, with 8.6 million, maybe the disappointment of the whole year. And Despicable Me Despicable Me 4 still staying in there with 8 million for us.
Yeah, nothing too surprising here. And probably the biggest thing is that It Ends With Us really opened huge.
Yeah.
But it's got Blake Lively in it, and Ryan Reynolds was doing some of the marketing for it because it's his wife, so makes sense. And then obviously Twister's beating Borderlands is pretty surprising, but honestly, not really after all reviews we've been seeing. But that is going to be it for the box office this week. Twisters is still a great film. Hey, hasn't changed. I haven't had a chance to go see it yet. I don't think Kevin has either. So
me neither. Nope.
We cannot give an honest opinion about it if we have not seen it. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this weekend. And there's a pretty big one coming out with Alien Romulus. Again, Kevin and I are going to go see this on Friday, so we'll give you our opinions on it next week. While scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Super excited for this. Some really good fan reactions coming out of it, so very excited for it. Up next is The Good Half. Ren Wieland returns home to Cleveland for his mother's funeral. Once there, he forges new relationships while healing old ones before confronting his problems and trying to face his grief. Looks like a, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Drama, kind of what's going on. Comedy, drama, a little bit. It does star Nick Jonas, so if you like Nick Jonas, he's in. Righty, and up after that is Consumed, a brand new horror movie starring Devon Sawa from Idle Hands and Final Destination. A married couple, Jay and Beth, taking a celebratory camping trip a year after Beth's cancer remission, but they find themselves trapped between a wild madman and a skin-stealing monster. So, if that sounds at all interesting to you, it is there and ready for you to go. And then up after that, we are getting a 15th anniversary re-release for Coraline, an incredibly beautiful film. Wandering her rambling old house in her boring new town, an 11-year-old Coraline discovers a hidden door to a strangely idealized version of her life. In order to stay in the fantasy, she must make a frighteningly real sacrifice. If you haven't seen this movie, you should go see it. It's fantastic. It is surprisingly creepy for a animated family film. So very surprising and very very interesting. So very much love that movie. All right, we have a couple comments here before we get to some of our reviews. Borderlands is a movie that feels like it was announced 8 years ago, which it was, and it should have come out 5 years ago. Should have, around when the third game was released. Yes,
correct.
The game is pretty much dead right now. Not that the fan base is gone. I think I don't know. The fan base is still there, but it's just not like a popular franchise anymore. I think it was just a mistake to release it.
Yeah.
Fox Pixar, do you have any thoughts on the 2021 Warner Brothers logo? I think it looks great until the 2023 overhaul with the classic reflection fanfare. I'm not familiar with the 2021 WB logo. The blue and silver one. Yeah, I don't really have any opinions on it either way. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person, I don't really complain about like logo redesigns or like simplification or anything like that.
No.
You know, I think logos do have to change and update. But I think like if they undo it with another one, I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on it.
Nope.
Coraline is a good movie. Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is fantastic.
Is it not stop motion?
It is stop motion.
Okay, but there's some animation.
There's like CG effects and other things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't just do it all stop motion.
Yeah.
No stop motion movie is 100% stop motion. There's like visual effects everywhere because they have to cut out things and people. The poster I remember for Airplane 2, the sequel is the one with the space shuttle with the wings and knots and people hanging onto it. Yep. Pretty iconic artwork for that one. I think it's on the VHS copy that I have as well. Alrighty. And that is it for the kind of scheduled, written down part of the show. But now is the fun stuff where Kevin and I get to talk about the movies we watched over the course of the last week. Kevin, you had 3 movies that you watched recreationally, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, how do you want to split this up?
You do you had 8,
and you had
do
3.
3,
4, 3, 4.
Sure, that's fine.
There we go. We'll do 4, 3, 4. Alrighty. So the first film that I watched last week is actually a short film from 1919 called A Sammy in Siberia. This is starring Harold Lloyd, who's one of those early silent film actors like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. Much more about slapstick comedy for Harold Lloyd. This is a fun and unique little short that it actually taught me a historical fact. Did you know that we had troops in Siberia from 1918 to 1920?
For what?
It was because of the Soviet Revolution. They were trying to support the Tsar at the time. And then because the revolution took over, it led to early bad relations between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. So,
did not know that.
I didn't know that either. But the short's fine. Nothing truly extraordinary. It's just a fun little short. It's always really nice watching some of those old shorts because early film is just such a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to hear a lot of documentaries from me this week, and this up first is a documentary short from, I believe, Nightline, called A Killer on Floor 32. It's a powerful documentary short chronicling the events of the Las Vegas Route Something Festival, where the shooter was up in Mandalay Bay and was shooting down at people. This short definitely needs to be a longer documentary. We need a full-length documentary on this one because there's so much to talk about. I wish there were more interviews with survivors, more interviews with first responders, and more footage of the event shown. As it is, it kind of just feels like a 30-minute news segment as opposed to a documentary, which is kind of what it is. But it is still vitally important, and it is a good short. I would recommend watching it. It is free on YouTube, so would highly recommend that. And then up after that is another similar one called The Bomber, which is about the right before COVID in 2019-ish. There was a bomber in Austin, Texas, who was leaving bobs and packages on people's doorsteps, just randomly. There is a manifesto, which no one's seen. I did like this short, though, a little bit better. I don't think 30 minutes was fine to get a good enough picture of what happened, but there's not enough time spent with members of the community or survivors. It's mostly time spent with law enforcement, which is nice because you get to hear what their thought process was in capturing the guy. But, it just would have been nice to see more about the bomber's thoughts, why it happened. It's certainly better than like a lot of other news segments. It doesn't really feel as much of a news segment as like The Killer on Floor 32, but still also free on YouTube if you'd like to check it out. It is very good. And then up after that was actually a movie night with me and my roommates. My cousin, who is now joining us for this, she picked out Josie and the Pussycats from 2001. I didn't know this movie existed until she brought it over. I'm conflicted on this movie, as you can tell by the score on a 61. It is both ahead of its time and of its time. For those of you who don't know, Josie and the Pussycats is based on the original Archie Comics characters. And this movie is It's a 2001 comedy, which you can guess exactly what kind of humor is in it, what kind of aesthetics. It's ahead of its time though because it does take a very anti-capitalist, anti-big corporation approach to its thing. It's very much like all the, like, I guess it's a joke, like all the socialist Gen Z kids, like this is becoming a classic film to them, because it deals with music, like putting in subliminal messaging to make you buy things, and they kind of pick up on that. But and that part is great and it's really well done, but like everything else is just so mediocre that it just kind of sours it a little bit. Performances, it's all over the map. Tara Reid is a lovable, annoying goofball. Rosario Dawson is actually really good in this movie. Rachel Lee Cook is decent. Parker Posey is overacting. Alan Cumming is over the top and on point, so it's kind of like a mix. It's really weird. This movie is very much hit or miss for me. But the best part of the movie is Du Jour, which is the NSYNC like boy band. For those of you who don't know, Du Jour is like the day, like of the day, because it's the band of the day. It's great.
Gosh.
But yeah, it's fine. I don't know if I would necessarily watch it again, but I know why all people really love it, and I respect them for it. Just for me, didn't really do it.
Gotcha.
But before we dive in, we have some comments.
Oh. Okay.
I know there's a VHS of Airplane 2, the sequel, and it's a special home video version with the title logo on the top. Oh, it might be the one I have then. Still didn't figure the chat out. My movie picks are White Chicks and Scary Movie 3. Okay, we'll get that added. I think I reviewed Scary Movie 3, so it might be a Kevin. And White Chicks we covered on the podcast. So that's also a Kevin. That Las Vegas thing that happened makes me paranoid when I have to work around large crowds of people for events. Yes, 100%. It makes me, honestly, like I want to go to Sick New World in Vegas, which is a big like emo rock metal festival that happens every year. And it makes me kind of nervous to go to that. But I know, like, of any of the recent events like that, the Las Vegas Police Department had such a fast response time and handled it so well that it does make me confident that, the best kind of outcome would happen if they were to manage it.
If that happened.
Yeah. Fox Pixar, wasn't there different posters for Airplane and Airplane 2 sequel because of Airplane had one and the sequel had a lot of posters, even though maybe, I don't know. If you're on Letterboxd, you can probably see all the posters if you have the Patreon thing. I don't know if there's like a database one. Alrighty, but Kevin, let's go ahead and get into yours.
Yep. I'm gonna start off with something we watched over the weekend. Cuckoo. I will say Neon has had some great films come out this year, and I'm not going to say this one is like Long Legs, which it was, I think I gave it Long Legs 100 out of 100 or something, but this is a scary, suspenseful movie with some horror aspects in it. Like the main villain is pretty scary, or main creature, I should say. And then the sequence when she is on a bike, I don't want to spoil anything, but that sequence was absolutely terrifying. Just the anticipation of stuff happening. That's what you got to learn when you go into this movie. There is just anticipation scares, and it gets your heart racing. And then, but definitely go see this movie. I gave it an 81 out of 100. Story was good. And the camera work was fantastic with a bunch of scenery that was beautiful as well. We are doing Paul Blart Mall Cop. Yes, this movie is not the greatest, but damn is it funny to me. I give it a 40 out of 100. I think it's Kevin Smith that's the main guy, right?
Kevin James,
that's what it is. He's just really funny to me. He's his character in this movie, hypoglycemia, and which is really not a thing. Kind of is, kind of isn't, and he's just so funny in this movie. This movie's very predictable and very kid friendly and kiddish, but I absolutely love it. So I gave it a 40 out of 100. And then I rewatched Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is Jujutsu Kaisen is a TV show on Crunchyroll. that this was in between season 1 and 2. They made a movie, very good animated movie. Fight sequences are absolutely gorgeous with their animation, and the story does tell a really good romantic story about two young people that have a connection and a bond together. This one's over on Netflix, so go watch it. It's really, really awesome and good. I did think I overhyped it a little bit at the beginning. I watched it and I gave it, I think, 5 stars out of 5. But now I gave it a 90 stars because the hype died down a little bit and the movie just wasn't as much as good as I thought it was.
There you go. Kind of temper the expectations a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have another comment here? The trailer to Airplane 2, the sequel, is just something. It's basically got the list of names who don't appear. I'll have to check it out. I actually have yet to watch Airplane 2. So, with the amount you're talking about it, maybe I should watch it. Alrighty. Next up is, for me, is Baraka, an incredible visual montage documentary. The synopsis for the film on Letterboxd sums it up beautifully, which is paralyzingly beautiful. There is so much to love about this movie. There is no plot, there's no narrative. This is just a lot of images strung together with music and sound to kind of capture the entire experience of being on Earth, from beautiful tribal ceremonies that you never really get to see to personal and kind of intimate footage of ruins and war zones, but then also like modern day society. It's very, very, very beautifully filmed. One of the best looking films I've ever seen. It's one of those movies you're going to tear up during it. You're going to get angry. You're going to get dazzled. You're going to get amazed. You go through the entire gamut of emotions with this movie because it is so gorgeous. And it is on Peacock and on Tubi if you would like to watch it, which I would highly, highly recommend because you get to see some of the best cinematography ever. And then most cinematography people will agree with me on that. Up after that for me is Cuckoo, which I thought in theaters with Kevin. And I was a little bit more lukewarm on this movie. It was my first time seeing anything with Hunter Schafer, so that's awesome. The film is refreshingly bonkers. I just wouldn't say it's very consistent. I think some of its ideas don't work and some of them don't. I think that the story is the big thing here. I think that its second half is nowhere near as interesting as its first half. And I think that where they end up going with the plot wasn't necessarily the best to me, but the performances in this movie are fantastic. Hunter Schafer is great. She is definitely deserving of more lead roles. Dan Stevens is the standout here, though, as I forget his character's name right now, but he's so good in that kind of role, and I'm not spoiling anything. And the actress who plays Alma, who's Mila Liu, is also very good, the sister of Hunter Schafer. My biggest complaint, though, is I think the movie just wasn't as scary as I was hoping. I was hoping for it to be scarier, and instead it kind of felt more like The Sixth Sense, but with like a creature in it instead of a ghost. Kind of more like a thriller with a little bit of horror here and there. But also its sound design, absolutely fantastic, which Kevin didn't talk about, but its cinematography is also very good as well. It's not a mixed bad by any means. It's good. I just wouldn't expect to go in and see anything amazing or perfect, in my opinion.
I do agree with you that I wish it was a little bit more scarier, actually, because seeing the trailers and everything, it looked like it was not just jump scare scary, but like suspenseful scary. And I wish it would have just blended it a little bit more in there with that.
There's definitely a storyline that they could have gone with it to make it scarier, almost like a body horror type story. And I wish that they would have gone that route. But
gotcha.
After this, I'm going to preface this. It's been one of my most anticipated movies to watch ever because it's impossible to find. I had to watch it on the Internet Archive. They didn't even have the regular version of the film with English subtitles. I had to watch it in a really bad English dub just to watch the movie. And even with a really bad English dub, Grave of the Fireflies is a perfect movie. It is easily one of the best animated films I have ever seen. Of course, it is Studio Ghibli, and it is absolutely incredible. For those of you who don't know what Grave of the Fireflies is, it is a World War II set film about a brother and sister who lose their mother and must survive on their own as the U.S. continues to firebomb Tokyo and Japan. It is beautifully drawn. It is gorgeous, but it is also one of the most heart-wrenchingly sad films I've ever watched. It's not something I'm going to be really quick to rewatch in the future, but I think of any war movie I've seen, this is probably it's probably the highest rated war movie that I have, except for like The Zone of Interest. But I think that this movie is perfect in its showing of the horrors of war, contrasted with the beauty of like the human will and spirit and perseverance. It is an absolutely gorgeous film. If you have the chance to watch it at least once, because it is what I would consider to be a perfect film, hands down. Nice. And then up last, I actually just watched this today before hopping on, and that is Harlan County, USA. This is a documentary that came out in 1976 about a coal miners' strike in Kentucky. And this is an incredible piece of filmmaking that really puts you on the ground and puts you into the shoes of these strikers. It's really fascinating to see a documentary that was filmed at the time it was happening. And there are some incredible sequences in this movie that I did not think I was going to see. You know, like strikes back in 1976 were way different than they are now. The Writers Guild and Screen Actors Guild strikes didn't have people showing up with guns to intimidate the strikers, and on camera caught them firing at strikers and beating up the documentary crew, which is absolutely insane. This is an unflinching and unwavering image of the American blue-collar worker trying to get the rights that they deserve. If there's anything I can critique about this documentary, it does get a little bogged down every once in a while. But I don't know what I would remove. I don't know why you'd remove anything, because everything is important. I just feel like it slows down a pinch in a couple of places. But other than that, it is a pinnacle piece of American documentary filmmaking. Absolutely fantastic. And if you can't tell, I'm watching a lot of documentaries because I will be writing a top 10 documentary films list coming up soon for a video.
Nice.
So,
very cool. Very cool.
All right. Before we dive into the wheel picks, though, we do have a couple of comedies here. Or not comedies, sorry.
Comments.
I think that Disaster Movie 2009 is one of the best parodies ever.
I have not seen it.
That is an opinion. I don't think I can agree, but I respect the opinion. Why is the English dub bad? Just the quality of voice actors that were selected for the film are just not to the high standard of the other Studio Ghibli dubs. And I think that it may have been a fan dub because some of the voices feel really unprofessional, especially side characters. I don't think there ever was an English dub of the movie, so I do think it was a fan dub in retrospect.
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the wheel movies here.
Yep.
Let's start with your short.
My short, Disasters in the Court from Disorder. I'm so sorry. I called it Disaster. I was trying to look it up as well. This is a Three Stooges one. I did not know this one and looking it up, and I'm so glad I watched this. This is just comedy gold back in the day. Really nobody really talking too much in this short. It is a 30-minute short, so 17 minutes, sorry, 17-minute short. So it's a longer short, but the comedy is there in this, and that's why I gave it a 95 out of 100. And back in the day, 1936, and they were having it looks like they're having so much fun doing this too. And I really enjoyed it. I would like to check out some more Three Stooges shorts in the future.
There you go. My wheel short was The Poet and Peasant from 1945. This is a Universal Pictures animated short from the same kind of round lineup as Woody Woodpecker. And I don't think this one's anything special, honestly. There's no recognizable characters. There's some really lazy jokes in this one. And it's just not that good looking compared to other animated shorts from the period. And I feel like shorts like this have been done better by Looney Tunes and even Disney. And so it didn't do anything for me at all. Just kind of, I'm not going to say terrible, but not good.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
But sometimes you have to have some sinkers in there.
Yeah, you got to watch the bad to appreciate the good.
Exactly. Speaking of a better version of a movie, Belle. Belle was recommended by you for me to watch this week. and it was fantastic. This is a better movie than Beauty and the Beast. It's just not revisited. What am I trying to say? Like revised? Yeah, revised, right? Beauty and the Beast.
It's not. Well, it takes ideas from Beauty and the Beast, but it's not a redo of it.
No, it's not a redo, but it's like it's a modern take on it. I want to say, that's what I was getting from it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. First of all, period, end of story. It's amazing, amazing looking. The characters they all have their own little voices in here. Yes, they are characters and everything, but you can tell them apart and you actually care for them as well, especially with something that happens with some people that is horrible that happens, but people show up to their help, which is awesome. And especially in an AI world, not AI, I'm sorry, like a Internet? Virtual reality world nowadays, this feels like it was made for today. And it is, because it's 2021, but it feels like this could happen tomorrow pretty much. And it's an amazing movie. I think it's on Max, right?
Yep.
Yeah, go watch it on Max. Very, very good. So a 90 out of 100 is what I gave it.
Yeah, I love this movie. I give it a 99. It's an absolutely gorgeous movie, and I will probably make a video essay about it at some point because I love it that much. Next up, Dragnet from 1987. I did not really enjoy this movie. It did nothing for me. It's not especially funny or interesting. It feels like a TV pilot that's been drawn out way too long. It feels, at an hour and 40 minutes, it feels long, which is really weird to say. Like, it should not feel that long. And it definitely drags, too. You can tell that they're trying too hard to make it funny, and they're not, like, actually just being genuinely funny with it. Yeah. Instead of going for the highs of the Naked Gun, it just kind of falters and falls flat. Dan Aykroyd is really annoying here. I know he's going for a character that's similar to the original show. It just doesn't work for me. Tom Hanks is a bit better and a little funnier, but the performance still didn't do anything for me. Christopher Plummer is a good villain here, probably my favorite cast member of the movie. Other than that, it's forgettable. Not really a whole lot else to say. Not worth your time. It just kind of flounders its way through. If you like this movie and you watched it a lot as a kid and you really enjoy it, or you watched it with your parents or something, fantastic. All power to you. I hope you love it. I hope you love it and cherish it. For me, though, not something that I would recommend. I would rather watch the original show, Dragnet, instead. And so,
gotcha.
Fortunately, failed with me.
Unfortunately. But next, I'm going to be talking about The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, not as Indiana Jones. Everybody talks about him and him playing Indiana Jones because it is an iconic character. But man, can he act? Can he act in action movies, which is amazing. This is like my third or fourth time watching it because Nadia's mom absolutely loves this movie, and I watched it with her the first time like a year ago or something, and it was action packed. The sequences are very cool on how he escapes and how he gets his new identity sometimes, and it's just a good movie about cat and mouse, but done with a smarter person and not people being dumb. If our main character being dumb in this, so I gave it an 84 out of 100. Very fantastic movie. If I think it's it's not streaming anywhere, but it's a good rent for I think it was like $3 or something like that. So
there you go. And then my last one was Get Smart from 2008, the redo of the TV show, just like Dragnet, with Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, Alan Arkin, and Dwayne Johnson. I actually think this movie is surprisingly pretty good, or pretty decent for what it is. I think it's a pleasant surprise that is purely because of Steve Carell. Not usually an actor who I'm overly fond of, but here he fits the character beautifully. His kind of humor, his dry wit, just comes through really well. Anne Hathaway is also great in the movie. Alan Arkin, Dwayne Johnson, as I said, all good supporting performances. I think the movie is formulaic. It doesn't take any chances. It does like the low blow kinds of jokes. There's a couple of jokes that haven't aged well. But a lot of them, like, they happen and you're like, ugh. And then Steve Carell comments on it and you're like, oh, okay. Like, it's just kind of, it's all right. There's a few trappings of 2000 comedies here, but they're kind of forgivable. it's a fine movie. If you've got nothing else to watch and you want to watch something like this, go for it. It's fine.
Okay.
Nothing too special, but it is funny enough that I would say, I would recommend it in passing, maybe. So
Okay.
but
Nice.
that's it for all of our wheel picks. Got a couple of comments here. Just got here. The Poet and Peasant is a guilty pleasure. It's a shame you didn't like it. It's all good. If not everything could be the same for everyone. Fox Pixar, do you think you can watch The Ant and the Aardvark, a 2 hour and 23-minute feature from Klasky Supo and Synergy? It's available to view if you can look for it along with the soundtrack. We can throw it onto the wheel for sure.
Yep.
So we'll have that in a minute here. Oh man, Dragonette's good. Maybe it's a generation thing. I did not enjoy it. I'm again, if you enjoy it, all power to you. And yeah, it's awesome that you like it. It just did not do anything for me. It just wasn't funny. It was kind of annoying. I also just hate it when they use cult stuff and pagan and satanic stuff and just make them like cartoonishly villains and evil. It's just really annoying. There's a deeper story with that. I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. But Fox Pixar, here's the only thing I don't want to see in Superman: flying around the Earth backwards. If James Gunn does this, he'll be the next Richard Donner. I doubt they're going to do that. No Superman movie's done it since. So, speaking of which, Danger Mouse, the last mouse standing, does have the flying around the Earth backwards part. Good to know. And then we'll put Anthony Elric on the wheel. Alrighty. Speaking of the wheel,
Speaking of it,
it's time to go ahead and share the wheel.
the wheel.
And oh boy,
I can't see anything.
Well, there you go. So I believe Nadia had said White Chicks, which will be a Kevin one because I've already reviewed it. And then what was the other one? It was
Scary Movie.
Scary Movie 3. I've already reviewed that one, so
Let's see if I.
Okay. And then let's see here. We got The Ant and the Aardvark. Okay. And then Joey, my grandma hated Dragnet for the cold thing. Yeah. I just don't like seeing people of different persuasions made the villain in a movie like that. So yeah, I don't think there's any other ones here. Any other movies that we want to throw on the wheel? We'll give it like another couple minutes here. I think Joey had texted me because he thought he was going to be gone. Let's see here. Big Fish. And The Bucket List.
Oh, right. That one seemed interesting when it came out in theaters.
All right, let's see here. It looks like we got some shorts.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and copy this with a canvas back duck. Bosco's Picture Show. The Cuckoo Clock. Hey, that's kind of funny. And then Who Killed Who? Alrighty. Walkie Talkie. Hockey. Gotta love the namings of things back in the 40s and 50s. And Puss in Booty.
I got the $1 million puss.
Not as good as Heavenly Puss or $1 Million Puss.
That's what it was. Heavenly Puss.
We'll give it another minute here for anything that anyone would like to put onto the wheel and spin for us to get assigned. Another minute. What are you hoping for any kind of genres, Kevin?
You know, I thought I saw some Batman on there. And I think some Batman might be nice.
Okay.
So maybe something superhero-y.
Well, we'll see. All right, another about 30 seconds or so for anyone that has any other movies to get added onto the wheel.
or another comedy would be good. Like the short comedies are fantastic for me. So
Yeah, I was gonna put on a documentary last night, one that I've been wanted to watch for a while. Why is Heavenly Cliff still on the wheel? Is it?
it's not on the wheel.
Oh, it is.
What the heck?
I guess I never took it off. Good catch.
Ain't
I'm amazed you saw that.
Yeah, I don't know how you saw that.
Alrighty. And actually, I'm thinking I added it back on there so I could get it because we were joking around about it, but I might be wrong. Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead. No more suggestions, and we will go ahead and spin the wheel. Kevin, I'll have to go first. I don't know. It just feels like the right thing to do.
Me first or you first? I'm sorry.
You first. Kevin's pick. Will he get a superhero or a comedy movie?
Sky High. That would be pretty funny, actually.
Should get both in one go. Final Destination, and that's a Kevin one.
Yay.
Have you never seen Final Destination?
I haven't reviewed it. I've seen it.
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and remove that off the list. I think that's a Nadia pick too, so.
I think so, yep.
Alrighty, my first one. Let's see what it is. What's it going to be, Kevin? I don't know. I can't even see it.
I literally can't see it.
Three Little Bops. Alrighty, that's short.
But, okay, so I already did that one. You can take it off of the thing now.
Nah, okay. Maybe that's what it is.
I think so.
I just want to make sure I haven't
reviewed it.
Covered it already.
And it's a short. You get a short and watch you already cover it.
No, I have not.
Short.
I have not.
Okay.
So we're good. We're good. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and spin for Kevin. Shuffle it up and
hopefully it's short.
Yeah, Kevin reviewed Three Little Bops. I did not.
Yeah,
it was in my search history. I was getting it confused with another short.
Gotcha.
Kevin's second movie is. Oh, okay. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Nope.
Alrighty. Kevin,
we'll
try it again. Let's try it again.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. You won't.
Ooh.
Right, am I getting 2 Ks?
You're getting Collateral. So you're unfortunately not getting any comedy or superhero movies.
What is Collateral?
That is a movie with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise about Tom Cruise playing a hitman.
Oh.
So
okay. That's cool.
It's a good one. May have to go to the list for repeats. Yeah, I'll have to go through it at some point. Usually I feel like I'm pretty good at getting it, but alrighty. And this will be my second one. I'm going for 2 feature films now.
Correcto.
I guess if we get a short, no, we'll just respin on yours. Oh, Come and See. Hold on. We're doing Come and See on Movie Club.
Like in a week or 2.
In 2 months. So I'll put it on mine for now.
Okay.
Actually, no. Since we're covering it on Movie Club, I'm going to remove it. Unfortunately, just because we are going to be covering it coming up here, and I'd rather watch it closer to when we cover it, so it's like fully in my head. So I think it was Matt that put that one on there. So sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope.
What? That's crazy.
We're getting these more than ever, which is nice, but
yep.
Come on, just give me a film. Just give me a film. The Hit List from 2011.
Interesting.
I don't know what this movie is.
Nope.
Let's find out.
I got it.
Oh, this is a interesting. It's like some sort of action drama, something.
Something.
All right, it's got Cuba Gooding Jr. in it. All righty, and let's try and see if we can get Kevin a short here. Joey says Collateral is a good movie. Kevin, trust me.
You know what? I'll believe you, Joey, until I see it, and then if I have any opinions, I will not put it down.
Hey, you got a short on yours.
Hey, look at that.
Little Red Riding Rabbit.
Little Red Riding Rabbit.
Alrighty. And then my last film, let's go ahead and shuffle it up. Let's see what we can get here.
What'd you get?
Oh, American Sniper. I have never seen American Sniper.
You get to. Oh, actually, I don't want to say anything. And then next week we'll talk about something that's in this movie that is very funny.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you do?
The baby?
Yeah.
I am fully aware.
Okay.
Alrighty. But that is it. Not gonna pick. Hey, it's all right. That's what next week's for.
Exactly.
But that is going to be it for everything on the show this week. But we do have something special. We have a new video coming out on Friday, obviously from Movie Club. We'll be covering a movie that we both very much think is something that you should watch, and that is Seven Samurai. So really cannot wait to share that with you guys on Friday. That goes live at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I remember to edit it on time, which hopefully I will because I don't have anything going on tomorrow. But we also have a brand new video coming out on Monday next week, which is going to be a new tier list video talking about movie theater concessions. It's a fun little hour discussion between Kevin and I about the best movie theater snacks and putting them into a tier list. Can't wait to share that with all of you. And that'll be live on Monday. And of course, this live stream goes live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every week. Can't wait for you to join us. We love doing these, so we'll continue doing them for the foreseeable future. But that's going to be about it. So thank you all so much for watching. It's been over an hour, and I'm going to need to get some food. So I'm going to cut it a little short here. But hope you all have a fantastic evening and a fantastic week. And until next time, make sure you keep those eyes. We will make sure you keep those eyes. Make sure you keep your eyes on the screen.